What's up, guys? Cody with Plug Uglies. Gonna be doing a little airbrush project here. We're gonna be painting this onto this. Now I'm just gonna give you guys some quick step-by-steps. Try to keep the video kind of short for you guys. First thing I did was go through and I made copies of the picture that I'm gonna paint, and I've gone through and I've just kind of cut it out into little stencil pieces so that I can create like a guideline. And what I'll do, I've already taped this off and sprayed it over with a just like a gray base coat that I mixed up. And what I'll do is I'll lay those cutouts on top of there, and then I'll take a bit of a darker gray that I've mixed up and I'll kind of spray around that, and that'll give me my guidelines. And then from there I'll just kind of slowly start working in the details. So here we go. All right, guys, so far all I've done is cut out this image and made little stencils and gone through and just laid out a general outline of the image, that way I know where everything is. Then I'll just go back in with that same dark gray that I've got mixed up and just start slowly carving things out. I'll probably start with like the eyelashes or something like that, and just work my way around. So this is the first layer. This is just with that dark gray. All I've really done is just kind of gone in and mapped out where my shadows and all that'll be. And then this, nothing at this point is really permanent. This is just kind of playing around, trying to work the shadows into the right spot. Next I'll go in with the same light gray that I used for the whole base, and I'll just kind of start reestablishing highlights and stuff like that, and just slowly working it in. The reason I do it like this too is it allows for error, so you don't have to get it perfect on the first shot. You can make little mistakes, like already right here on the on the lip and whatnot. I'm already too dark, but I can go back in, I can lighten it up. So this you can fix a lot of your mistakes as you're going through the different stages. So we'll start with the highlights next, and then and I'll just kind of flop back and forth between those two until I get it the way I want it, and then I'll add in like my I'll start adding a little bit of black to that dark gray and a little bit of white to that light gray for my brighter spots. And then, eventually I'll work my way to the just pure black and pure white for the final bit, which you won't really add a whole lot of final or a whole lot of pure white and pure black, because there isn't necessarily pure black or pure white in anything. Alright, so I didn't get any footage of me putting the lighter gray color back on here and kind of reestablishing highlights and neutral zones, but as you can see, I've done that. Now I'm going to go back in with the same dark gray and just kind of start reworking them shadows. I'm just trying to get it to where I'm happy with it. And then I will move on to adding a little bit of black to that gray and darkening up my shadows and so on and so forth. So here we go. Alright, so I got a little carried away and I already started with the darker gray. All I've done is add a little bit of black to the original dark gray that I was using. As you can see, I've kind of added some around the hair and then one of the eyes, and so you can see how the darker gray now is starting to punch things out. I went back and forth a couple times with the light gray, dark gray, just trying to get everything, the way I wanted it, and trying to clean up lines and stuff. One other thing I wanted to show you guys is this here. Um, get you one of these. These are really good for. You can use it to, like when I redid the jaw line here. I used parts of this stencil to redo that, just to make the lines a little bit cleaner. You can you can use these. They can be real helpful, but don't overuse them, and be careful when you do use them, because you can mess it up really fast. But they can be very helpful. You just got to be really careful you don't that whenever you use it, you get it in the same place each time. Otherwise, you'll create double lines, and those get real hard to try to erase. But so we'll keep going in with this darker black until we get it where we want, and then I'll go back in with the like an actual jet black, finish it out, and then we'll come back in with the white and just hit the highlights, the stuff that'll be like real bright white, like the the rim of the glasses, the stick of the sucker, a little bit on her ring there, that sort of stuff. So I finished with the darker gray. Now I will switch to a pure black and go in and start, getting the real dark shadowed spots. You want to be real careful when you go in with the just straight black, because you can go really dark, really fast, and it's hard to go back from that point. Um, you know, Going back and forth between the light gray and the dark gray, that's to kind of get everything in position where you want it, get your shadows how you're wanting them, get your light tones where you're wanting them, and then the jet black is just in the very very dark spots, like like back in here, and then the eyelashes are going to be straight black, that sort of stuff. But you don't want to overdo it, so you gotta be light with it, and take your time. All right, so here's the finished piece. As you guys seen, I went back and added in my my bright white around the rim of the glasses, nose ring, the stick of the sucker, a little bit of highlights in the face and all that, just to make things pop out. And then the highlights in the eyeballs and that sort of stuff. But yeah, that's it. That's the process that I use. You know, that's just my way of doing it. There's no set way of doing this, so try it out and see what works for you. Try out other ways as well, because something else might work better for you. I will say, if you guys are trying, getting into airbrushing and all that, don't get discouraged. Take your time. Even if you're working on a piece and you feel like it's not going quite the way you'd hoped, keep going, because I've had many pieces that started off, or I didn't think they were going to end very well, and was able to make it work out. So yeah, just keep practicing, and if you guys got any questions, you can leave them in the comments for me. I try to reply to all of my comments, and try to do it as quickly as possible. But if you guys got questions, let me know, and thanks for watching.